lot of people talking shit behind my back, talking shit about my platform as a whole, and now they hit me up for advice. So I would strongly recommend just staying down until you come up, go crazy once you do. Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Josh here, aka OneTrack, aka OneTrackMind, and while you're sleeping, I'm making history.
So where are you from?
I'm from Montreal, Canada. Definitely cold part of the North American sphere, you know?
Yeah. How was it like growing up there?
It was cool. It was cool. Like on a musical tip, not too much going on, but it was not bad. I definitely had a great, childhood and upbringing.
What was some of the things you did when you were growing up?
I was big into basketball, working out, but then in terms of things that you could really only do in Montreal or Canada as a whole, I was a big snowboarder growing up. I was just somebody who liked doing basic stuff that would make any kid in Canada cool, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I really just tried to fit in, even though not everything aligned with what I had going on.
Okay. You said it wasn't too much music stuff going on. Like, what was some of the music you listened to when you were growing up?
So my musical evolution in terms of what I was listening to kind of developed over time. Up until the age of 8, I couldn't remember a single artist name or song name or any of that. And then my brother started putting me onto the frat rap era of music. So Sammy Adams, Chris Webby, Mac Miller, old Mac Miller. And for a while I really liked that style of music, and then it just completely switched. I completely pivoted. That stopped being my go-to style, and I really got put onto some of the greats, Pun, Big L, 50, etc. All of it kind of went. It was a very evolutionary process,
Did you ever want to be a rapper or make beats or anything like that?
Both of those things, yeah. I didn't want to be a rapper, but I wanted to try it. You know what I mean? People kind of made it look easy, so I wanted to see how it could go. So when I was 14, 15. I tried I used to always be the kid who would freestyle in the back of the bus on the way to basketball games and stuff like that. So I tried dipping my toes in the water. It wasn't for me, and I kind of realized that early on. But I knew I wanted to work in the music industry, so I tried producing. Terrible at that. I realized content was kind of what really aligned with my goals.
You always wanted to be involved in music. What were some of the things that really kind of caught your eye with music, besides obviously music,
Management kind of caught my eye early on. I was seeing, I would go always to local shows and stuff like that and see managers really move in on boss mode type of timing. And I really always wanted to kind of have that going for me. And that's really what made me realize that I really, really wanted to work in the industry, because I always had a head for business, but I didn't have the ability to make music in any capacity really. So I thought I wanted to be a manager at first, for sure.
So off the rip, you really wanted to be a manager?
Yeah.
Before all this started happening, did you ever have an idea to go to school, or you wanted to be something else when you grew up?
I did go to school. I graduated in computer science a year and a half ago. I wasn't there because I thought computer science was going to be my life or anything like that, but Jewish parents, so got to do some sort of schooling. But before all that, I used to be really good at memorizing stats in 2K, and I was able to name. You could name any player in the NBA 2012, and I would be able to tell you what their salary was that year. You know what I mean? I was just really good at that, so I thought I was going to be a sports agent or something of that nature.
You make a lot of videos online, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. What was how did you first get into making videos?
So I originally started making videos, original and unique videos, when I was 19 probably. Me and my best friend had started a TikTok account together, and this is when TikTok is kind of relatively new. It was 2019, maybe 2020, TikTok is relatively new. Me and my best friend, we have a little bit of ego, I'm not gonna lie, and we were oh, we'll definitely blow up if we start doing this. And oddly enough, I did a freestyle and it blew up. And then I kept doubling back, doing a bunch of freestyles, and they were all blowing up, but it was taken away from my friend's content. So he was making these comedy skits and stuff like that, and they were not pulling any views, even though we had, at the time, 30-something thousand followers. And it got to the point where he was yo, if you're gonna do the freestyle stuff or talk about music or whatever it is, try to take it to your own account. I don't really want to mesh the two because it's taken away from my views. So we kind of parted ways on that tip. Still my best friend, but parted ways. And then I started the OneTrackMind TikTok account, and my third video ever did 1.8 or 9 million views.
Right, yeah, that's crazy. But the thing is with that is you really kind of seen something work, and you jumped on and why you took advantage of the opportunity. When did you first think, okay, like this is really starting to work now? But you said like instantly. Was it that or was it the third video that blew up?
The third video blew up, but it wasn't when I realized that like it was starting to work. So like things progressively happened over the time that I was doing that. I made that third video and it took off. Obviously, that definitely gave me some motivation to keep it going. But keep in mind, like I was living in my parents' laundry room at the time. Like I really was not in like the greatest position on a financial scale, and like just my living condition at the time wasn't the greatest. So I kept it like going and I kept grinding it. And I was in my last or second to last semester of school at the time. And Alamo Records had reached out and offered me an internship with them because they saw the content that I was creating and they were like, yo, this is really cool. So that was like indicator number one. And then number two, I started going live a lot on TikTok and I started getting like a few promo videos for like, $20, $30 here and there. And I ended up buying my first car off of TikTok. And once I did that, I was like, all right, cool. Like I see there's some sort of trajectory here,
I want to talk about the power of promo because recently you did a live on YouTube, and were you listening to artists? You were listening to artist music. There was an artist on there, Lawns, that was dope. And then you right on your live stream, you're like, yo, like how does this guy only have 635 listeners right now?
Yeah.
Well, do you know how many listeners he has today? Like a month later?
Nah.
7,736.
Shout out to Lawns, bro. His music is so hard. Good for him, for real. I don't know what he did to get there.
Right.
Like, that's hard though. That's really hard, actually.
Right. Yeah, but even with that, just like I want to talk on like the power of promo for like just artists coming up, because it's something that like everybody kind of knows about, but no one really takes advantage. Like we've talked about a couple times now, you really taking advantage of an opportunity, and even just watching your live stream. Post when you went live, like I found Lawns, and then I did a little research, and I seen, in a month, he 10x'd his following.
Yeah, that's fire. Good for him.
Just talk about the power of promo a little bit.
Yeah, promo is like a necessity for creatives in all capacities, producers, engineers, artists, creators, videographers, etc. Like anyone that's trying to do any sort of creative endeavor, even if it's not music, promo is definitely a necessity, and you just have to know how to correctly go about it. I've definitely given out my little tips here and there, but the main thing I gotta say when it comes to promo is just really find your audience and double and triple down on them. Don't try to expand until you have your audience on lock.
Especially with you and your platforms, you have a good following because you've practice what you preach. Everything we just talked about, like you've done it, and that's part of why you've been able to grow so fast in like the last 2 or 3 years or so.
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
Social media tips. With everything changing, like you said, you see any differences going on TikTok right now?
Yeah, I mean, my views haven't been great the last couple weeks on TikTok specifically. And, the reason why is because everybody has their ups and downs. Like, there's no concrete answer beyond that. I would say my social media tip is to get on to the newest platform as early as you possibly can. Like, I have literally by all factors, I have no reason to get onto Rumble, which is like a platform for censored content. I have no reason to get on that because all my content is very clean and friendly, but why wouldn't I do it? It's another potential avenue of me growing. Why wouldn't I get onto that when it's like this new hot upcoming platform, And that can be reapplied to everything. I remember when Be Real was like going absolutely crazy, I preached to everybody who was part of my audience that like they should figure out how to promote their music or their content via that platform.
Okay, so seeing like you've done the whole time, you've seen an opening, and you took advantage of the situation.
Yeah, I mean YouTube Shorts. Even like I literally just put up close to 10 million views on a video on YouTube Shorts, and it's because of how new the platform is. Like I'm really just trying to like take advantage of every opportunity that's presented to me.
Right. Yeah. YouTube Shorts is hot right now, and it's just like uploading content that you've already uploaded to other platforms. Repurposing content. With having such big platforms come the haters, Do you have any advice for people dealing with the hate?
The way I see it is like a little bit different from other people, but like joke's kind of on them. If they take the time out of their day to come and drop a hateful comment in any of my comment sections, which you can go see on pretty much every YouTube short I've put out, there's definitely some hate comments in there. They're feeding my algorithm. They're just making it more viral than it already is. I'm cool with that. I'm very happy to be like, all right, cool. Like, let me just sit back while they do my work for me. I'm very happy with that, you know?
So haters are just free promo for you.
Haters are literally free promo, yeah.
Yeah, that's just seeing something negative and bringing the positive out of it.
Yeah, exactly. You definitely got to switch the negatives into a positive. I feel like not enough people have a positive outlook on the things that they should, you know?
Right, yeah. No, just being positive and trying to bring as much positivity in your life. Every little there's shitty things that happen, there's rough stuff that happens, but like if you can find a little piece of good in it, like it'll change your whole life.
1000%.
What are some of the best pieces of advice you can give an artist right now that hasn't been on your channel yet?
That hasn't been on the channel yet? Damn, because I always have a very consistent answer to this question, which is offer value, but I preach that literally in every interview and in all my videos. But the best piece of advice that I could give to an artist that I haven't already put out on my platforms publicly, probably just to tap in with like up and coming creators. Like, real talk, if you're an artist and you can like build more of a narrative and a storyline around you beyond the scale of just music, that's really where you can excel. That's why like Landon Cube and Lil Skies were around Cuff Boys, or Ian Dior was around FaZe Banks, or Snot was around Danny Duncan. Like, there's so many factors that go into building a fan base, and I think showcasing your personality is the best way to do it, because sometimes, you know, the music can hit, but like, how do you know what the artist is saying is genuine? Like, the only way you can really tell that it is through real life experience and being able to see how they actually are, whether it's on camera or in person. But you have far more reach when it's on camera through somebody else's platform. So I'd recommend just become friends with creators, try and get your face into as much content as possible.
Yeah, that's definitely good advice. And building your network and, you know, doing the race like everybody else is doing. Like,
Exactly.
You gotta put in the legwork, not just online, but, you know, in person too.
1000%.
You've really done so much in the last couple of years. We're still fresh in the first quarter of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of your goals for the year and anything you're excited about coming up?
So goals, I don't really like to set like number oriented goals, although I have them set in my head, which is bad. I want to erase that and not have any expectations, so that whatever expectations I may have had can automatically be shattered. But I'm really just trying to be content with where I'm at. Like, I want to wake up in the morning and see my follower count, my view count, the amount of people who really look to my platform for whatever it is that they try to get out of it. And I want to be happy with that. That's been my goal from the jump. Every single year I'll have the same answer. I just want to be happy with where I'm at. I want to wake up and like, yeah, be hungry for more, but like not be upset about where I'm at. Be very happy with it, and that's something that I got to work on internally. But what I'm excited for in 2023 is definitely the ability to showcase my personality a little bit more. I feel like a lot of the time when people watch my content, it's like me sitting behind a camera telling you a story about this artist or that artist or whatever it may be. But you know, that's kind of like one and done content. I don't really get to know my audience. My audience doesn't really get to know me. So in 2023, I'm really trying to like showcase that side of me and really give them the ability to like have an inside look into my life, because I'm really, really big on connecting with my audience. Like, a few years ago, I literally not even a few years ago, last year and the year before and the year before that, on Thanksgiving, I'd post a story being like, yo, reply to this story. I'll literally call every single person who replies. And I took like a week straight of just phone calls, like nonstop, just calling every single kid from all over the world who was like replying to my story, trying to just get some advice or just have me listen to their music or whatever it is. I care deeply about my audience, so I want to be able to, you know, let them know who I am as a person, separate of this guy who just talks about music, you know?
Right. The one track, and you bring out Josh. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's dope. Anything else coming up?
Yeah, I have a show coming up in March 4th to be exact. By the time this video is out, I imagine the lineup will have been announced, but our co-headliners are Killy and Dro Kenji. It's in Montreal, Canada. I just have a deep passion for being able to put on for my city to the best of my ability. So, you know, hopefully I can bring some more culture to the scene that we have.
That's dope, because you said when you were growing up there really wasn't too much music stuff going on, and now you're being the change and you're bringing that to the city with the last show you've done and now back again.
Yeah, I feel like because there was so little going on when I was growing up, I feel like I need to bring, like I have the ability to bring it, you know what I mean? Like if I'm able to come out here and link up with X, Y, and Z artists, why wouldn't I bring it back to Canada with me? So I feel like, you know, I'm not passionate about throwing shows to the biggest degree whatsoever. Like it was never a goal of mine, but when I realized what it could do for, you know, the people that are around me or the people that aren't necessarily around me but have similar upbringings to me, I realized it's something that I needed to do, you know?
Yeah, that's dope, man. Make sure everybody goes and gets them tickets for the show. If you're in Canada, Montreal.
Even if you're not, pull up.
Right, yeah.
Last one we had some kid flying from Germany. Like it went really, really crazy.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're in New York, that's only like a 2-hour flight.
Not far at all. Y'all pull up.
Definitely pull up. Who should do a While You're Sleeping interview next?
Damn. Wait, you want to run me through who's done them already so I could get an idea for the vibe?
Okay, so far I've done Lord Sco. He's from New York.
I know him. He's fire.
Yeah, I Hate You, Alex. He's from out here. Mac Miller Vibes. He's dope.
Is that Dominic Fike's brother? Is it that guy? No.
Nah. If he left that out.
Okay. Is it ALX?
ALX, yeah.
I swear to God, that's Dominic Fike's brother. But continue.
I'm gonna have to call him after.
Yeah, you might have to.
And then the last one I just did is a hyperpop artist from out here, is Zach Hilton.
Not familiar.
He's on the come up, but definitely
fire. The next one, I would say Shaq Diesel. That's my manager. Shaq Diesel, definitely a good option for sure. Definitely working in the underground, doing his thing.
Okay, Shaq, you heard this. We got to set something up, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. Final thoughts and then your shout outs.
Yeah, I mean, final thoughts. That's kind of a difficult thing to just, I don't know. Artists, creatives, anyone out there that's watching this video right now, stay down until you come up. Really don't let any negativity surrounding what it is that you have going on bring you down, because I promise you every single person who's successful has been in that position. I wouldn't consider myself to be successful, but if you're looking at it from a perspective where you think I am, I can assure you I went through it. A lot of people talking shit behind my back, talking shit about my platform as a whole, and now they hit me up for advice. So I would strongly recommend just staying down until you come up, go crazy once you do. And shout outs, I mean, shout out to Zuli, that's my artist from Montreal, Canada. Turn him up, go stream all of his music. He got a song dropping on February 13th called Involved. Go turn it up and stay on the lookout for the first ever OneTrackMind executive produced single.
Dope. Yeah, so go run that up. That song New Balance is fire. I've been listening to that all the time.
Super hard, bro. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, bumping that for sure.
Yeah,